Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. In today's episode, I'm going to give you 5 different knockouts that are set up by your low kicks. For those who have been following my channel for some time know how important low kicks are to me and my fighting style. But you have to be able to do something with these low kicks. A lot of times you see a lot of fighters hit the leg, hurt their opponent's leg, and then not go back to it. They don't finish the leg and get finishes with low kicks. A lot of people think it's not possible to get TKO finishes with low kicks. But watch my career, watch my fights, and you're gonna see that it is possible. But it's very strategic now when you do have that leg hurt to do a distraction and go somewhere else to get the knockout. And in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 different, more unique style ways to get the finish. A lot of times we know the different easy ones to do is to go back to the leg and finish it. But I wanna make it creative and I wanna give you some flashy ways to get those knockouts. Remember, martial arts is about winning, but there is an artistry side to it. You wanna be unique, you wanna be flashy, and it's gotta be entertaining. So this is what this video is gonna be about. Number 1 is going to be the Bazooka Classic, which is use the low kicks to set up the head kick. It's the number 1 thing you should be focusing on. If the leg is hurt, your opponent's going to be focusing on it, lifting it, and a lot of times bringing the hands down, especially if I kick the leg or the body, but that just opens up my head kick. And if you watch a lot of my fights against Mark DeBont or even Raymond Daniels, you're going to see I use that strategy a lot. Hurt the leg, go upstairs to get the finish. All right, we call that the Bazooka Classic. Number 2 is now using our left kicks attack, especially if the right side is hurt and I've already kicked my opponent so many times, they're braced up, ready to block. This is when I'm gonna switch my stance and try to get the knockout on the other side. Again, one side is hurt, I'm gonna step off, create a different distance, and I'm gonna come upstairs and finish with my left head kick. Okay, you're gonna see the way I use that right leg. Boom, the low kick comes, and then it almost sets up as a feint. It gets my opponent to react by bringing the block up, and then this way I'm gonna step off and take that head kick to the head, okay? So right low kick, step off into a left head kick. In knockout number 3, this is where we get a little bit fancy and we mix in our knees, our jump knees. And this is where the spectacular, the entertaining side of this video comes in. I can use my right low kick and then jump in to a right knee to the head. Okay, especially for those who are fighting in North versus South, Orthodox and Southpaw, this is a beautiful strike. You can use that inside low kick and then jump right down the middle to get that rear knee right to your opponent's head to get that finish. Now, usually when you're in the same stance, when I'm Orthodox versus Orthodox or Southpaw and Southpaw, this is where the scissor knee becomes really nice because you can hurt the leg and then you bring that scissor knee right up the middle. So if you're an Orthodox fighter, smashing that right leg, faking the right leg is gonna bring me up to my scissor to get that left knee right to the head. Okay, so that's a beautiful setup when you do have that leg hurt. But just make sure before you throw these jump knees, you really gotta commit to that low kick. You gotta make sure your opponent knows that that leg is hurt, and then this is where you create the distraction and bring that knee right up to the face. Number 4, again, is a little bit more unique that you see, and a lot of times this strike is used to close distance, but it's also really nice when you attack the leg. A lot of times when you hit the low kick, you get different reactions from your opponent. And a lot that I get is when I hit the leg, my opponent will retreat a lot, right? And they want to stay away from me as much as possible because they know I'm coming forward with my combinations. So this is where the Superman punch comes in beautifully. I can kick the leg and really close that distance down as fast as possible and catch my opponent on their exit. A lot of times they think they might be safe from the kick range, but this is where you create in and you mix in that Superman punch, close distance to get that rear straight right down your opponent's center line. Okay, you can get a lot of success with that, especially in a nice small glove in MMA. And again, for my higher level followers, this is a beautiful shot to throw in open stance. I can kick that inside leg, and then I have my rear power side, you know, nice and long, nice and open to rip right down the middle. Now, the last one I'm gonna talk about is using my lead lunging left hook. And it's beautiful with a right low kick because as the right low kick, okay, you can see as my hip comes forward, it loads up the lunging left hook. And again, this is another tactic that if my opponent is exiting, it's giving me that opportunity to really come in and lunge, close distance as fast as possible. Now, I'm gonna take this even to another level, and those who have been following the channel could understand this language. When I'm lateral tracking someone against the cage or against the wall, and if I hurt the leg as they circle, I hit the leg, my opponent's gonna exit this way. As they're exiting, I'm gonna load up and throw the lunging hook. So the lunging hook works really well if my opponent's moving backwards or I'm tracking them against the cage or the wall. They feel that they're safe, they feel like they're exited. Nope, I'm gonna shoot off, turn my shoulder, and get a powerful lunging hook that will get the finish. Okay, so remember, the low kick is a very important tool. You can use it as a finish or you can use it as a setup. In today's video, we used it as a setup to get 5 different spectacular finishes. Okay, so make sure you practice them and try them out. You can see from the video how I incorporate it with my fighters as a warm-up, sometimes in the pad work. You gotta be creative, right? You might not wanna do these every day, but for me, as a warm-up to get these flow naturally happening, it's really important. Then the next thing you know, your fighters mid-fight, all of a sudden these spectacular finishes come out of nowhere because it's natural and it's engraved in them. Okay, hope you're enjoying this channel. Make sure you keep liking and subscribing to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA, and we're gonna see you next week.